want to talk about people who are very are very ego driven and narcissistic in their nature. I feel like this is a topic that's personal to me because it has been brought to my attention in the past that I could be that way. You know, as I've explained already, I've been known to fall into the entitlement trap, and that's a level of narcissism, you know, and ego. And I think it's a big problem also in my community, the black community. As I've talked about in other videos, I think because black people are constantly being told we're less than, we develop these toxic egos, right, to protect ourselves from the trauma of that, you know, because anybody can tell you if you're constantly being told that you're not, that you're less than, that you're, you know, you're terrible, you're weak, you're pathetic, you're ugly, whatever it is, you start to really believe that stuff, and it really starts to affect you. So a lot of us have developed this toxic ego in order to protect ourselves from the negativity that is just thrown at us on a constant basis. You feel me? As I started my journey of self-discovery, and I really started to get in touch with who I really was, and I asked myself these questions, like, you know, like, why do I feel like I always have to be the smartest guy in the room? Why do I feel like I always have to be the toughest guy in the room? Why do I feel like I always got to be the best dressed or the best looking or this or that? Why am I always in competition with everybody? Why am I not just happy with who I am? I realized it's because my ego wouldn't let me. See, your ego needs validation consistently. And that validation turns into a chase, right? So you start chasing something. You give you a small example, right? And I'm gonna use myself as a template. I was always told, right, that because I was black, that I wasn't allowed to be intelligent, basically. Black people don't speak intelligently. They are not intelligent. They don't read. They, you know, they're not studious. You know, they don't do well in school. Most of them drop out. They didn't finish high school. I was told this consistently throughout my life, right? So my ego was like, well, fuck that. You're going to prove everybody wrong. You're going to be the smartest kid in the class in every class you go to. You're going to fucking read all the books. You're going to study. I was so fucking dedicated to knowledge that I fucking watched Discovery Channel, Animal Planet religiously, History Channel religiously. I watched cartoons too, like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. But like, if you ask anybody who saw me growing up, I was glued to those channels, learning everything I could about the world and the way it was. And it worked for me. It worked for me. You know, I developed a lot of basic knowledge in a lot of different areas, which helped me a lot through school and through life to this day. I just got a video from Infinite Waters talking about distractions, and it totally distracted me. My ego drove me to be that way, right? It drove me to go get that knowledge and show people that I was not what they assumed I was, right? But it poisoned me in the sense that it turned me off to certain situations and stimuli and opportunities even, because it blinds you. See, and your ego puts like blinders on you, and it says, don't focus over here, don't focus over there, focus right here, right? And when you're focused straight ahead, that's great sometimes for when you need to get to something, but you can miss things going on around you that are also very important, you know? Like, what if right to the right, somebody's trying to hand you some water so you could stay hydrated on your journey? Or to the left, someone's trying to give you a little bite to eat, so you have lots of energy, you know, so you can keep going. You know, some people's ego wants them to be loved, whatever form that takes, right? You know, you might have been growing up saying that nobody loves you, that you can never be loved, that nobody's ever going to want you, stuff like that. And now you seek love in all the wrong places, as we like to say. There's a big old bug over there, and it's scaring the crap out of me. You're looking for love in all the wrong places. You know, you go and you get into toxic relationships. You might be very clingy or needy. You know, you might even be an emotional manipulator because you don't want to be alone, things like that. You know, the whole point is you got to watch that ego. Especially as black people, I think we need to check our egos like a lot and really think about the things we do and why we do them, and not just do them because we see them being done or because it's just the things we've always done. You know, if I ask you a question about something you're doing and you can't tell me, if you're like, I don't know, then that means you're not thinking about your life. You're not actively even alive right now. You're not using your brain, you guys. You're just existing. You're like a boat with no anchor and no sail. You're just adrift in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Once you start that journey of self-discovery, you get in that mirror, you figure out what your deal is, you'll put an anchor on that sucker, you'll get some footing, and then you could put a sail on that sucker and get some direction, and then you can go somewhere with your life. All right? Remember, if you're not in the pursuit of happiness, then you ain't living. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.